Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be discussing scale insects. Scale insects are a well-known agricultural pest that infest many different types of fruits and vegetables. For our purposes tonight, we are going to be discussing the citrus family of fruits and dates. Before we get into a practical discussion of how to deal with scale bugs in our fruits and our juices, we have to first discuss whether scale bugs are bichlal aser. Because scale bugs spend most of their life completely stationary. In fact, they even remove their legs at some point in their life cycle. And because they are very small and to the naked eye look very much just like a piece of dirt, many poskim are of the opinion that scale insects are not aser. However, because at one stage of their life cycle, they are called crawlers, where they do move around and they are able to be seen by the naked eye, Many of the Gdolei HaPoskim are of the opinion that they are aser, not just at that stage, but also through the course of their life cycle. Poskim like Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, Rav Yoshev, the Stipler, the Chazon Ish. For the purposes of this video, we are going to be going with those opinions. Anyone who wants a personal psak should certainly speak to their own Rav. When it comes to citrus fruit, scale bugs tend to be a relatively minor problem. The reason for this is, scale bugs do not penetrate to the inside of the fruit, but rather stay on the outside of the peel. When one wishes to eat their citrus fruit, however, sometimes scale bugs can be transferred from the peel to the fruit by a person's hand. Other problems that arise with scale insects by citrus fruit is when one wants to take a zest from an orange or a lemon, and they wish to scrape the outside of the peel into whatever food they are preparing, in which case they can also transfer the scale insects into their food. Another major problem is juicing machines. There are various types of juicing machines, many of which, unfortunately, can cause scale insects to fall into your juice. When it comes to dates, scale insects do present a more serious problem. Because the outer peel of the date is eaten, a person has to be very careful to check his dates to make sure there are no scale bugs. Now let's take a look at some scale insects on fruit. Here we see scale bugs. As you can see, the center is the mother bug, surrounded by her young that have moved on to make their own shells. Here's scale bugs on a date. And now you can see, as it's being checked on a light box, you can see it through the light. Here you can see grapefruits, how fast they spread across the surface of the grapefruit. And here we see the crawlers that we discussed earlier. They are fully visible as they make their way from the mother scale to find their own place on the fruit to make their shells. You can see here they're about the size of a half of a period. This is a scale bug crawler on a dollar bill. Here we see a juice machine commonly used in cafes and restaurants. Whole oranges that are not cleaned with scale bugs on the peel are put into the machine. The machine, as you see here, halves them and then squeezes out the juice. Unfortunately, since there are scale bugs on the peel, those scale bugs often end up falling into the juice. Unfortunately, the mesh at the bottom of the machine is meant to catch pieces and not the bugs, leading to juice with scale bugs inside. So now that we've seen the scale bugs on our fruit, how can we eat our fruit safely without chas v'sholom being over any isurim? So when one wishes to eat their orange or their lemon or their grapefruit, it's very simple. One simply has to remove the peel, and after removing the peel, to make sure to wash their hands and wash the fruit to make sure no scale bugs have been transferred from peel to fruit. When it comes to fruit juices, one has to be careful to only buy fruit juices from hechsherim that are very careful not to have scale bugs in the juice. Or one can purchase special mesh to filter out scale bugs from the juice. When it comes to dates, one needs to be very careful, because since the date is eaten with its peel, a person should very carefully inspect the outside of his date and remove any suspected scale insects. When it comes to zests from lemons or from oranges, one should be very careful to clean and scrub the outside of the fruit with either a hard bristled brush or a very stiff cleaning sponge. and to inspect the surface to make sure that no remnants of any scale bugs have been left over. In these ways, we Be'ezras Hashem can enjoy our fruit juices and enjoy our fruits in the way Hashem intended. Kol Tov.